Hello. As Stephen, my colleague, has already said, this is the Intel Extreme Masters Grand Finals. We're in Hanover, Germany, CeBIT, the CeBIT Messe, I should call it. On my right, in case you don't know, this is Marcus Hecker, and I'm Oliver Maxfield, aka Laughter. We are actually going to start off with a couple of really good games. One SP CeVisha. CeVisha?
Yeah, CeVisha against
Kazna crew.
Yeah, really exciting.
But before that, just explain who you are a bit in case any people don't know.
Yeah, I think the most of you know me. I'm Marcus, and yeah, playing actually for Automotive Pirates and before for Peculiar Gaming. I was on the Katowice event as player, and now I'm here to commentate with Laughter, and yeah, we will bring you through the day and just show you these exciting matches. We will also talk a bit behind these matches about the tactics and the analyst desk. And,
yeah, we'll be doing the analyst desk with the esports manager, Simon Bennett. Yeah. So do check that out as well. That will be after every game. So every best of 3 game we'll be doing an analyst desk where we'll pretty much just be breaking down every game, play by play, what won the game, what lost the game. But first, let's just go through some of the players we've got today. We got CeVisha. Yeah. I believe Butcher is going to be leading that.
I expect also Butcher is doing.
Yeah, he's usually in a light tank, but he was a heavy tank player at one point. And then on Kazna crew, we've got Still Mojo, very very famous team leader.
Yeah, on Kazna crew, I'm really happy that Pilauda make it possible to come here.
Last time he didn't make it, did he? Yeah.
He was not able to come to Katowice, and now they qualified again. I'm really happy and to see him here and that he managed to get.
Yeah, but let's just go over the general outline of this World of Tanks esports at the moment. This is actually the major event, the first major event for the World of Tanks Pro League.
Just the kickoff,
exactly. It's the storm before the storm. It's calm before the storm as well. So basically, it's the best 4 teams, as Stephen's already said. And those teams, 3 of them qualified from a special online tournament, and 1 qualified from a Go for What.
Yeah, on Sunday Cup, yes.
Those 4 teams go automatically through to the first season.
World of Tanks. Automatically qualified for the first league.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 4 teams. There's still 8 places up for grabs. 3 of those will come from the World of Tanks A series. And then another 3 will come from the World of Tanks Go for What, ranking, the top 3 teams ranked on that.
Yeah, and 2 from this special online tournament.
Yeah,
the loser of the online qualifiers for today's event will play a special tournament online. And 2 teams will also get from this.
Yeah, we're just going to toss it over there, so do come back to us in a second.
Yeah.
So these are the group stages. We've got CeVisha against Lemming Train first, and then we've got Speil, Kazna crew, and then CeVisha against Kazna crew again.
I think this is the old timetable. We will start with CeVisha against Kazna crew. Yeah. I think they'll switch the first game, so.
It is best of 3, so the team does need to win 2 matches. So usually what happens is one team will win 1 match, and then the other team will say, well, we really need to knuckle down, and then they can come back and win another 2 matches. So, but in the finals, I think it will be best of 5.
Yeah, it's best of 5 on the second day, exactly. Yeah. So we will see more maps.
Yeah, exactly.
Even closer matches.
Yeah. So I think the first games will probably see the teams a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, I just want to taste what's going on.
Exactly.
Just get the feeling for the game here on the stage. It's a bit different than playing at home.
Offline events, I mean, a lot of people say, offline events, it's more about how the teams can deal with pressure as opposed to, the individual
extreme
skill.
Noise around you.
Exactly.
You have to play with other computers, and everything is different than at home. And it's most about to get ready and well prepared for this instead of the enemies or the maps as well.
Yeah. So it's about pressure. I think you've got to realize exactly how much pressure these teams are under. They got whoever comes first gets half the prize money, 5,000 euros. So it's a lot of pressure on them. But then again, it is just a taster event. This is not. These 4 teams have already qualified for the first season, so they don't have to worry too much.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, very soon we'll actually be kicking off the first World of Tanks.
I think we'll start on 1st of April.
The 1st of April. And then the final, seasons will be 3 months long, so the final will be sometime in summer.
Yeah, in summer months,
Not quite sure which offline event that we'll be at, but 3 months.
Yeah, something around in June, I think. Something.
Yeah.
Big event.
Definitely
a big event. So.
Yeah. It should be good. Obviously, once that's done, the top 6 teams from the first World of Tanks
top 6 team will go to the next
event.
One. Exactly, and playing for the big money.
Yeah, and then there'll obviously be 6 new teams in Season 2. But I think we're pretty much ready to go into the first game. We're just going to throw it over to the stage. So
yeah, let's go. What's going on with the teams?
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. First game of the day will be Kazna crew versus 1SPP Savisha. So, yeah, next to me I've got both team captains, and they seem to be both prepared. I just heard that they've never played against each other before in any online event or offline event. So, yeah, it's going to be really exciting. And, yeah, let's just have a close look at the team captain of 1SPP. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, we are ready to go. And, you know, trip was fine for us, but we are still missing our captain because he didn't make it. So we have a substitution player, but we are going to do our best. And I hope it will be fine.
Oh, that's cool. So if you think you're prepared, I'll just say run over to your team, get your last thing set up, and good luck for the first game of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, man. All right then. So you just carry on to your teammates and have fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that was the team captain of 1SPP, and now we come over to Kazna crew. So how was your trip to Hanover?
Well, it was great this time. Unlike last time, we are all full now, and we are eager to play.
That's cool. So do you think you're going to take this first game of the day, or is it going to be a hot one?
We're going to fight for sure.
That's good then. So yeah, looks like your team is ready as well. So I'll just say you carry on to your team, get your last thing set up, and we're ready to roll out then. Okay then, have fun. Good luck. All right, then that was both team captains here for the first match of the day. It's probably one of the hardest matches if you're the first to start off a tournament. But yeah, both teams are looking pretty prepared, so I think we can just toss over the camera to the caster's desk and have a look at the teams a bit closer and get this tournament fighting started. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Hello and welcome back to the caster's booth. We're just preparing for this first game, as you've already seen. What do you think? What do you think about this tournament as a whole? What do you think? Who will win? Who are the dark horses?
I expect SpEIL as the dark horses. They got a lot of experience in Katowice, and it was the first tournament. They do a lot of mistakes and figure out what was wrong, what was good. And I think they are well prepared for today, and they're really on fire to win this tournament. And they're definitely my dark horses. Basically, I think Lemming Train is obviously the favorite for this event.
Yeah, I think Lemming Train, you know, they've had a couple of knocks down before, but I think they can pick themselves up. I mean, they've got so much potential in that team. They've proven themselves against great teams over and over again. So I think we could possibly see them coming out on top. I'm not quite sure. But I agree with you. SpEIL is probably the dark horse of this tournament. And, I mean, Kazna are probably close second, you know?
Yeah, exactly, but it's really important to get a good start in the tournament. So if you win the first match, you can get the flow for the event, and you can just follow it and just say, okay, we are in, now we can relax a bit, we win the first match, and now we can go easily to the second. If you lose the first one, you get directly so much pressure, you have to win the second for a good seeding place for tomorrow. You don't want to play against the first place team. So it's good.
Yeah, exactly. I think as we saw last time, if you watch the Katowice event, Evil Panda Squad just completely annihilated every team, and every time they played, they grew in confidence. So maybe they won one game, and then they thought, well, okay, we got the potential here, we're playing great today, we're in our home area. And then every time they played, they just grew and grew and grew. And then in the finals, they had so much confidence that no one could beat them. I mean, obviously, having said that, it could actually work in the other team's favor, because maybe they're too overconfident. They start making mistakes. They start playing carelessly, perhaps. But you know, I think confidence goes a long way in these offline tournaments.
Exactly. Yeah, you definitely need this confidence.
I think. Where's Lemming Train played before? They've played. They came in Katowice, which they didn't do too well in. Did they play any other offline events?
No, I think Katowice was also the first
one.
Yeah, they only play really well on the Sunday Cups, and even the other tournaments online, but Katowice was also the first LAN event for them.
I'm not sure if Zawisza went to Ural Steel. There might have been another one.
Yes,
SBB.
SBB Zawisza was on Ural Steel in Moscow.
So they've got a little bit of experience, certainly. I mean, obviously, World of Tanks is fairly scarce on the offline events at the moment. It's still a pretty new esports title, but as the game progresses, there'll be a lot more of these kind of events. As I said, this is just the beginning. It's just the little tip of the iceberg. There's so much going on behind the scenes, so much potential, and I just can't wait. It's going to be a great year for World of Tanks.
Definitely, it's a big
this first game, I hope, is a personification, a metaphor for what the World of Tanks esports this year, and especially in this tournament, CeBIT. But yeah, we're going to go over to game one. This is Kazna crew versus 1SBP Zawisza. I think the two teams are ready.
Looks like, I'm really interested to see how SBP is performing here. I didn't see that much from them in the online game.
Definitely,
And Kazna performs really strong in the last online events. Even in the qualification cups, it totally dominated every team at this cup and event.
Yeah.
So it will be a hard fight.
I think if you look at on stats, I think this is the thing about this game. I think so many other games, you look at the stats of the player and you can kind of guess who wins, but this game has nothing to do with statistics. It's to do with how the players play as a team. It's 100% a team-based game. It's not a Twitch game. You can't. It's not like Counter-Strike where you have one amazing player and he completely dominates the whole team.
Good team and tactics.
Exactly. It's everything. I mean, I think that's the great thing about this game as an esports title, and I think. If you want to come and check us out anyway, come and check out World of Tanks. We're in the Messe, Hall 23, I believe.
Yeah, on CeBIT. If you have the possibilities, just join us and have a nice day here. It's really amazing. And
we have a lot of guys here from Wargaming, so if you want to come and chat with them, chat with the ESL guys. Obviously, we got Stephen, our ESL manager, pretty much for World of Tanks. And also Simon Bennett.
And even the head admins for the European section also here.
Exactly.
I saw Venom on the stage. And
a lot of guys to talk to. Obviously, a lot of players. We've got some special event accounts set up as well, so do come and have a play.
And you want to test the new tanks, you can also do it here. We got around 14 or 20 computers to just test.
I think we've got the new 8.4 tanks as well. I'm not quite sure if they've been put on those accounts.
I think we didn't get the new tank destroyers. Oh. No, sadly not.
You got a lot of credits and experience, so maybe you can just
you can grind them here.
Just play all day and tomorrow, and you'll probably have them. I don't know about those tanks. I haven't really had an opportunity to play them.
The same for me, but I heard from the test server guys that it's really amazing, this new tank destroyer. You do really a lot of damage with this tank.
Well, I think obviously the new British tanks, you don't really see them so much in esports at the moment. No, I don't think we see anything.
No, not even one. No. Actually not, no.
I mean, we saw the Centurion Mark 1 once in Katowice. We saw it a couple of times. It didn't work out too well for them. I think teams perhaps overthought that choice a little bit more, and especially with the introduction of the T69 since then, I don't think we'll see that.
And the Chinese tank, the 110 heavy tank.
WZ-132.
WZ-132.
That is an incredible tank,
It's really a nice light tank. And
it's a tier 8 light tank,
Exactly,
I mean, it's incredible that there's a tier 8 light so many tier 8 light tanks. I remember when they first released the T5 light tanks, and everyone was like, whoa. Since then, it's just gone over the...
Long time ago, It's nearly so long ago, I can't remember it, And then we get the 3090 as tier 7, first light tank, the French one. With this revolver gun, was really amazing, totally game-changing for esport, and it's.
I think that's what is great. I mean, the lineups. I mean, I see people on the forums and say that the World of Tanks lineups haven't really changed. I think that's wrong. I think the World of Tanks lineup have changed infinitely.
Nearly on every patch you have to change a few tanks or tactics, everything. I remember as we're starting with Tiger 2 and I3 playing on only heavies.
I remember when we started playing with the, we had 5 Tiger 2s. I think this was one of the first Go for What's I ever played in. We had 5 Tiger 2s and T1 Cunninghams, and we thought that was a good lineup. And now you look today,
you ever can take.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now you look today and you see the 3090s. We see fast tanks here.
I think we get the invite.
Do we get an invite?
Yes. So we can soon switch into the game.
What we'll be doing, as we do, if you've watched any of my casts before, we're going to be going through each tank selection by selection, talking about if the player suits a tank, talking about what we possibly see from them, talking about even what we've seen from them previously in offline events. Obviously, we got Cobra Leon there, one of my favorite light tank players, an absolute legend in Katowice. Can't wait to see what he does next.
But the tank picking is starting. We'll play Mines, a nice map.
A great map. I love Mines.
It's really close. We'll definitely see few fights directly in the beginning. And SBP started with a T1 and a 1390. Nothing unexpected, huh?
As tank picking started?
Yeah. T1 and 1390 for SBP.
So that's the T1 Cunningham AMX 1390. In case you don't know how World of Tanks esports works out generally as in terms of the tank setups, there is a maximum of 42 points, meaning that you can't just take tier 10 tanks.
No,
first
maximum
of all.
is tier 8.
Yeah, maximum of tier 8 of any class. So you can take tier 8 artillery
as well.
Obviously, you won't see seven tier 8 tanks because of the maximum of 42. The maximum tier 8 tanks you can take is 5, and then you have to take 2 T1 Cunninghams or 2 T1 of any sort. But usually the Cunningham.
Usually the Cunningham because the best one. So Kazna pick a 1390 as well and a 5100. So we will see a lot of French tanks.
Yeah, we usually see a lot of French tanks, obviously with those auto-loaders. With such few tanks on the battlefield, you want to be getting that first tank out as soon as possible.
Yeah, the question is, do you think one team will stay on this VK and just get the 1 point lower with the artillery on this map?
I think with the VK 2801, since 8.4, and obviously we're playing 8.4 as it was released a couple of days ago, I think it was Wednesday, and the 8.4, since then it's been, is it 12 kilometer an hour?
12 kilometers slower, but you never reach the 72 top speed normally.
Yeah, it's true, but I'm just wondering if they've changed I think they've increased its weight as well, so obviously the horsepower per ton has gone down. Exactly, so I'm wondering if teams will really choose that tank over, let's say, a T50-2. I'm skeptical, I think on Mines, when you want to be getting that hill quickly, you'll be seeing a T50-2 perhaps scouring around just to get that first shot with Lorraine 15551. And having said that, what do you think about the artillery meta game at the moment? What do you think we'll see here?
Especially on the open mode, it's really important to get a good arty player and even to scout for him that he can just bring the shots on and just do the damage. So if you can nearly kill one T8 tank in the beginning, like I said,
especially with 100. Yeah, especially with French tanks.
Especially because they got no good armor, so you can easily penetrate them. And it's really, really important to make the first shell, because it's even for your mind. Okay, the enemy tank 1 is low on hit points. If we do a big brawl in the big fight, we got 800 hit points in the lead or something like that.
Exactly.
So it's just for the feeling, it's good. If okay, one tank is so low, you can't really fight with every tank. You have to cover him, and the enemy also know, fuck, we have to cover this one tank. We can't do this aggressive gameplay. Yeah, and you can't even scout with a 3090. We'll get a big arty hit. It's too much risk.
You've got to remember that the French. Well, let's say we'll talk about the Lorraine 15551 since that's probably the most common artillery, the big ones at least. It does have 100 millimeters of penetration, and a French tank does have 100 millimeters of armor. The MX 5100 has 90 millimeters, I believe. So you can just penetrate it, and you can do 1,250 is the average damage for that artillery.
You can easily one-shot them.
You can easily one-shot an AMX 1390. No problem. And an AMX 5100, it's not much of a stretch to one-shot that either. I think that's what's really changed. I mean, people talk about artillery generally is in the game as a kind of like a low skill thing. It's really not. I mean, it's probably one of the most skillful things to play, especially with these fast lineups. It used to be when you played these tournaments, we used to take like the Hummel and the Grill and stuff. Back then, artillery didn't make such a difference. But today, just you play a lot more tournaments than I do now. So what do you think has really changed about this artillery composition?
You use this format, like you told, this Grill and this Hummel, you use this premium ammunition. And you use it against this T-32. It was a common tank at this time. So they were slow and just on the same position. And you try to shoot with premium to do a big damage for a low tier RT. And now they switch all to French tanks. They are really fast and mobile, and they ever change the position, and everyone know where you're staying RT safe. And now it's nearly impossible to hit with premium shells. So they go to a tier 7 RT like the French because it's really mobile.
Really accurate.
And you got the splash damage, and it's really important. But as RT player, it's the most important thing is to imagine what will the scout driver do next. What's his next step? Will he do drive around? Will he go straight on? Will he try to hit you or whatever? And you do have to imagine what he wants to do, and then you have to pre-aim in the position where actually is nothing, but he will drive in while the shell is on the way.
That is the main skill of artillery. Exactly. It isn't to hit. Well, it is to hit them, obviously. That's like what you need to do. But the main thing about artillery is really just being able to predict where the other guys go. Not just predict where the other go, but just predict where you want to aim your artillery.
Exactly.
And
yeah, you have to pre-aim before you see the enemy.
Exactly.
You have to know where they pop up and.
So just because obviously it takes about 10, 15 seconds to aim down, even with like a Lorraine. So you need to be able to really think ahead, and that's probably one of the most challenging things, I think, in this game. Just being able to think ahead. It's literally like time travel. I mean, when you get these such skilled artillery players as we've got in this tournament, I think we'll probably see some incredible shots. I remember, what was it, on the first game you guys played, Toya just destroying one tank.
Yeah, definitely. He just brings us into the game.
Yeah.
I think in the first game he has done nearly 3k damage.
Yeah,
it's so massive amount.
2.9k.
Yeah, something like that.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
So it's great. But looks like the two teams are ready. We've actually got a Bison on one of the teams. It's not so unusual T32. On mines.
Yeah, Kazna is playing with 2 low-tier artilleries with premium ammunition.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a Shore Panzer 2 and a Bison. And then we've got, a T32, which is, it's not used on a lot of maps, but it's used on the mines.
Yeah, on mines you can really well use the turret
positions, exactly.
The hull down positions. Yeah.
The T32 has got that 300 millimeters of turret armor. Yeah. Great tank for hull down. You can still shoot the commander's copula, but it's pretty hard shot.
Pretty hard. You miss them most of the shells. Yeah.
And especially if you start wasting ammo on it and you start missing with French tanks, you will have to have that 40-second reload, and that will screw you.
You get definitely spotted in the most time, so the Arctic can shoot on you.
Yeah.
So it's high risk if you shoot on a T-32 turret. But both teams pick one, so it's the question: is they counter pick to that T-32 from SBP, or it's just a part of the tactic to play with the T-32? What do you think?
I think it's part of their tactic. I think.
Yeah. So you think they have planned to play as T-32 and not as second or 3090 instead? I think
they're going to take a T-32. I'm pretty sure when I've seen a couple of matches before on mines, and I think they're going to take a T-32.
Okay.
But it's not unusual, so it's hard. Really. It's a hard call, really. But let's go over the team composition at the moment. We've got AMX 3090. Butcher is playing that. We got Furious in the AMX 5100, Andrew obviously in that artillery, Naughty in the T32, same as Kazna really. And then we're just going to go over to a little map overview just to see what the map's like, and then we'll be in game for the first of the World of Tanks Intel Extreme Masters Grand Finals. Going to be following one SBB Zawisza, and Marcus will be following Kazna crew. As you can see, Capo is kind of pushing out of the base onto that hill. I'm going to go and follow him. He is playing that T2 light tank. I'm not sure exactly what Nitrous is doing behind that hill, but I think they want to be pushing up that line. I'm just going to pop over to Marcus's screen just to see exactly what he's doing. Yeah. What's Kazna doing?
Kazna is staying really calm. The T52 going up to the hill, 5100s and T32 are following to the hill, 39 he's directly going for the island, trying to secure this area on line 1-2, and the small artillery is just staying in the base, and I think they wait for the first spot to go in a better position.
Yeah, I think the two teams are really just looking out, looking what the other team is doing at the moment.
Yeah, the 39s in the city were spotted.
Just going to go over to my screen just because looks like Nitrous and Butcher are kind of pushing onto Palauda. Palauda wasn't here last time, so he has got less experience than the other teams in an offline event. I'm not sure if they will push on to that MX 5100. But they are spotted, and one shot or two shot came out from the tier 2 artillery, tier 2 and tier 3 artillery of Kazna Crew, Steel Mojo, and Cobra Leon. I'm not sure why Cobra Leon is not playing light tank. He is. I'm not sure if he just plays the VK, or if he plays an MX 1390. But he's a great driver, so
yeah. Kazna on the side, if we stretch back to my position, is really playing passive actually. So spotted with a 50. Oh, nice blind shot on the T1 by Steel Mojo.
Excellent shot by Steel Mojo onto sub 1 of CeBIT. That's quite a big blow, especially on a map like this, where often there's a big engagement in the middle, and then the two teams branch out and perhaps even go for the cap. So T1 cutting him down for CeBIT. That's their eyes gone on that side.
Yeah, Kazna is moving back to the island after they just switched the tanks to the hill to support the 5100, but now they're going back and they'll come to push to the hill.
It looks like Butcher and Nitros are pushing onto the Jäger of Kazna Crew in the T50-2. They probably won't be able to get him down. They do a couple of misses on him.
I think he will escape.
He's going to run off the hill.
Oh no, he got a first hit.
I'm not sure what he's doing, but he is going to go down if he doesn't be careful. And then he goes down.
No.
That's a T50-2.
Really lucky hit. Just a few meters more and he will be safe. But
he would have had to jump off that hill, meaning that he probably would have died anyway with 88 HP.
Yeah, maybe possible. But now the 1390s have to reload. The question is if Kazna can do something in the 45 seconds until they got reloaded.
Oh, couple of artillery shots onto Naughty B in that T32.
Yeah.
The Bison and the Sturmpanzer do almost the same damage as a tier 8 tank, so great damage coming out from them. It's quite even possible that one of those artillery does more damage than Andrew Hull in the Lorraine 15551. Yeah. It looks like Butcher and Nitro is actually reloading. That has got a 40-second reload on that tank.
I think Vekor here is just going a bit more aggressive, just stopped at the bush. I thought he will go over to H1 to the smaller island to make more vision from behind. The good part is if we spot something now in the mid, he just pinged the position where he's aiming for, exactly what I was meaning. If they spot the T32 again, he can shoot him from behind and do a lot of damage with his autoloader gun.
Yeah, I think the two teams kind of want to reset at the moment. We often see a little engagement at the beginning, and then the two teams say, well, let's just reload, let's just take stock. Obviously, it doesn't look like CeBIT have the advantage, quite a significant advantage about that T50-2. If you know that the team doesn't have to kill the other team or cap to win, they can win by just having an 8-point advantage. So let's say one SB CeBIT lose their artillery.
They do a lot of blind shots and just trying to scout.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Bison's up, but I think he is safe behind that.
Yeah, he's safe behind the building. Hyber is now pushing up to the hill with the T32. I think they want to attack Naughty soon, because they got the 1390 in his back, so he can't really escape if he's pushing up to the hill. We see on the right side of my screen, Vekor is pushing forward now.
Hyber is pushing onto the hill. He will get focused down by those two AMX 1390s if I can follow them.
Yeah, just switch over to your 1390 position.
But it doesn't look like Kazna are actually doing a big push onto this hill. A couple of shots going onto the 1390. I think they will focus down that 1390. He goes down, Andrew Home taken down. Nitrous does go down as well, and Butcher will be out of shells very soon. And he will go down in a couple of shots. But so does
Pilaura is also down in the 1500.
Pilaura's down, yeah.
So Butcher will also go down soon. I think if the 3032 is reloaded, he will manage to kill Butcher. No,
brilliant play by Butcher and Furious. Excellent team play by CeBIT, and it does look like they have a good advantage to take this first game. This first best of 3 game.
Oh, Artie tracked him only. That's a bad
so
luck.
Unlucky.
Yeah. If the shoot was a Bison, the Sturmpanzer, but now the scout is going for the artillery, and I think they will finish this game soon.
Yeah, they will finish it. Probably meaning that Kazna 1 down at the moment and CeBIT are 1 up. So first game, I reckon, unless V3CO actually pulls it out of the bag completely, they have this game in the bag.
Yeah, they win the fight in the hill. This was the important point.
I think they made a little mistake pushing that hill like that with the two AMX 1390s.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Capo goes down. But I imagine the Stormpanzer 2 will go down very quickly as Andrew takes
Furious is full in hot points in his 5100. He will easily kill Vekor. I think, especially with the Lorraine and the 3090 as support, should be no problem. But maybe still Mojo can land a big hit soon on the 5100 if he spot up. Now he spotted up, and yes, there's
334 damage, but still Mojo does go down.
Yeah, Furious don't think it was
But it looks
fun.
like V3CO is pushing onto Furious. He's 77 against 42. Furious missing his shot. And V3CO playing absolutely amazingly in that small tank, very hard to hit from these distances, but he did have the HE advantage. 1-0 to CeBIT. GG's going out.
Yeah. I think it was a really close game. The hill fight was the most important thing, that they managed to get the two C3090s up, and after guys tried to push this 23090s, just defend the position, even with the support from the T32, and they managed to hold the hill.
Let's just have a little look.
It's an arty damage. Oh.
Who did the most damage, yeah?
Definitely not Andrew, it's Lorraine, 362.
362.
Yeah.
That's just, I think it's a bit of unlucky, a couple of unlucky shots there.
Oh, this Naughty in the T32, 2,780 damage.
Wow.
Really good job by him in this T32.
Yeah, he was behind that rocker, then he moved down to the hill, just protecting the lower water side.
Exactly.
I think he got the damage out when they all pushed the hill.
Yeah, I think you have to shoot the whole time on the side. It didn't get scratched anyways. Yeah.
You know, I think perhaps Kazna made a little bit of a tactical error there.
Yeah.
They had a TVD-2 down. Perhaps if they hadn't lost that tank, they would have maybe won that, because they could have sent the TVD-2 around to kill the artillery. But the artillery didn't do too much damage. No. But then again, I think if they'd taken a VK with that 350 average damage shell, that gun, I think they could have won that one. So
yeah, that's the same. That's why I was asking, maybe instead of a T52 Scout or a T2 Light, you just go a bit low on the artillery and just still use this VK, because it's got a really good gun, and especially on mines, if you want to take the hill, you need a big gun to just block the 3090s from going up to the hill.
I think you've got to remember that on mines, the trick is not, you always spot them. You're always going to spot the other team.
Exactly.
The thing is, do you want to push there and perhaps risk losing your tanks because you don't have the same amount of damage as the other team? Or do you want to just stay back and spot them and perhaps ask for a nice little shell from your artillery?
Exactly. And even if you got the control in the middle of the hill and to spot the enemy, you can just move with your artillery or with the other tanks to another position to get a better angle to shoot. And that's the point. If you got the control about the map, you can just move around and just get a better position.
Yeah, you got to remember that the physics do play a big role on mines now, because you didn't used to be able to go off the hill. So Wargaming basically had to make maps which allows you to shoot only from the hill. And then they changed mines, so they put lots of like walls and stuff around it so you couldn't shoot off the hill in all directions. And then they introduced physics, so you know, it's kind of balanced out a little bit more. But it was a great game. I mean, let's have a little look. If those Storm Panzers actually did any damage.
Did good damage, 1,300 nearly. Yeah, really.
That's brilliant damage, really.
Yeah,
to be
for
honest.
the small artillery, definitely. It's
you can't really ask for more. That's over an AMX 3090's health. Obviously, AMX 3090 has 1,100 health, and not too far away from the 1,500 the AMX 5100 has. So,
so it's
just what you can't
shows
really ask
how
for
important
more.
this little arty can be.
Exactly. But we're just going to, looks like the two teams, usually the two teams don't change their lineup between games. Usually see the same lineup. So if the first game they took some scouts, some heavy tanks, usually won't see a difference. Perhaps you'll see like one tier 5 scout change for another type of tier 5 scout, TV-2 change for a VK perhaps. But usually the teams have like a set lineup for each map, kind of.
Yeah, every team got 1 or 2 lineups for every map, so we will definitely see a new tank pick. I think that Don't will stay with the T32 on our next map. Next map is, by the way, Prokhorovka, and I think there's no need for a T32.
But we are going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the second game of this first group stage of CeBIT.
Yeah. So don't go too far away.
Welcome back to the World of Tanks Intel Extreme Masters Finals. We're at the first World of Tanks Pro League event in CeBIT, Mess Hall 23. Yeah. We've already played the first game of Kazna Crew versus
really action game.
We had a couple of lag issues there, but I think they're being fixed now, so we should be able to go into the second game very quickly. I was wondering why that T50-2 didn't just run off the hill straight away and turned into the AMX 3090, but I think they'll be sorted pretty quickly. So
I think it was also a risky move. Maybe he thought he's not arty safe and he was frightened about a big Lorraine hit, so he directly wanted to go up in the arty safe position on the other side of the hill. But yeah, I think it was not a good choice to send him solo up to the hill, because T32 on the other side was aiming for the two 3090s up on the hill, and he waited definitely too long. Maybe he had to do it earlier while the 3090s are on reload. Maybe he can kill one 3090 while they're on reload, but as we drive up, they were still reloaded, so 12 shells from them are waiting for him, so he had absolutely no chance to win this fight.
Just having on your screen now, you see the World Tanks stage. If you do decide to come to Hanover, that's where you will be. You'll be able to sit just in front of there. Those are the two teams. That is that's where all the games will be played today. So we've only got 4 teams here, so there's not going to be any stage. I don't think there's going to be any games off the stage.
The last game of the day, because the last 2 games will play similar at the same time.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So only 1 game is not on the stage. Every other game will
for third place will, I guess, will be played off the stage.
Yeah, even the third game plays. Only 1 game is on the side stage. The last game for today, I think. So, because after the group stage, the last 2 games get played on the same time.
So the group stages will be going on for quite a lot of today, and then tomorrow we'll be having the actual finals. So
semi-finals, third place match, and final match.
Yeah, we've got a lot of games for you today, to be honest. Yeah, we only have 4 teams, but these 4 teams will be ploughing into each other all day long. And then at the end of the day, we'll have the through and through winners, the best of the batch.
Exactly, yeah.
And you got to remember, you know, it's not just they didn't get here just on nothing. They got here by winning a lot already. I mean, 3 teams coming from already online tournaments. Those were full-blown tournaments on the ESL website, and 1 obviously coming from Go For What. So it's not easy to get to these events, but if you start a team, if you do get involved with World of Tanks Esports, if you get 6 of your mates to play, you know,
get ready and start.
A little bit of practice, a little bit of time, and you're good. But it doesn't look like we're doing tank picking once again. So.
Okay, yeah, I just see.
A 1390 and a T1 Cunningham coming from 1 SBB Butcher, and another T1 Cunningham and a 1390 coming from Hyber, the Kazna Crew guy.
Yeah, and SBB pick a tier 5 scout, a T50/2. So.
I'm wondering if both teams will change their lineup a bit. I think we will probably see perhaps 1 change, but
yeah, maybe this time we will see a second tier 6 tank, this VK, to support them against the French tanks, and GV Panther instead of a Lorraine arty, maybe.
Yeah,
would be a possible option to go to the tier 6 scout, and but there's a Lorraine pick by Kazna, so they definitely will not do this.
Yeah. Well, I think you got to remember that GV Panther isn't that much worse than a Lorraine. I mean,
exactly the same damage, I think.
50 less damage, I think.
Okay, 50,
only 50 is really no difference at all. It's slightly less maneuverable. It has got a bigger range. I'm pretty sure it's got the same.
You don't have to use your tracks even if you aim on the whole map. Exactly. Yeah, it's really the benefits. Yeah.
But tank picking only takes a couple of minutes, so we should be having your second game up anytime soon. So we got another Lorraine 15551.
And 2 tier 5 scouts.
And a T50-2. I think we'll probably see both teams taking the same again.
Yeah, I think we will see a light fight in the mid with the tier 5 scouts, just getting a view, maybe to spot the 3090 or even the T8 tanks they will use, or the 5100 also by SBP announced here, to just get a fire from the arty and let the arty work in the first few minutes to bring them into the game and just get the advantage they need to attack.
Yeah, so we've got THCSQ Flex. What does he usually play? I remember he used to be a heavy tank player, but I think he's just playing light tanks now for CeBIT.
Yeah, I saw him also as well in light tanks in the last few times.
Yeah, I mean, you can't... being a heavy tank player is a hard time at the moment.
Yeah, actually, you can't be only heavy player. A lot of heavy players have to switch, so game style just buy light tanks or medium tanks and just train on this new game style, because the game is not based anymore on the heavy tanks mostly. It's just getting faster, and you have to go with the time, so you have to train on the light tanks or medium tanks.
But then, you know, World of Tanks, once you've got good at one class, it's quite easy to get good at another class. The game plays really similarly. You can still be a good player.
Exactly.
You know, especially if you're playing like an AMX 3090, if you're a light tank player, you can hop into a heavy tank and still play extremely well, and you know, the vice versa. So.
Yeah, you also get the feeling for this tank. If you play often this light tank and you play again with your old heavy against this light tank, you know what he can do, how is this turning speed, and you can just better predict what the enemies can do, even you see the damage. But now we're going live into the game. We will give you also a short overview video about Prokhorovka, and then we're directly going live in. So we are live in, and I'm on the side of Kazna crew, and like I expected, the T52 is directly going for the mid and trying to make the first spot. The T69 is following Copa Leone, high base it, and the T1 is going to the left side, and it seems like Kazna will go to the 1-2 line instead of the city, and there's the first spot. What's going on the other side? Let's switch to Laughter's view.
It looks like one SVB are doing pretty much the same as Kazna. I mean, Kazna are being extremely aggressive in this situation, with Cobra Leon playing that T50-2. I think he's trying to go straight for artillery. It doesn't look like we're jerking about a bit, so I think we've got a little bit of lags, but I think the game is still playable. Both teams just looking to scout the other team, and there's going to be a one-on-one fight between Naughty and Cobra Leon.
Yeah. I think it's just a bit too aggressive, and he's lucky that nothing from SPP is on line 1-2, that they decided to go full to city. Oh, big arty hit.
Beautiful shot from Still Mojo in that Lorraine artillery onto Naughty B. 26%, and now he's suddenly not so confident. V3 ECO getting some good shots onto Naughty, and he will go down.
Copa Leone's work, They just finished the first scout, and now they got the completely control of the open side of the map, and SPP is just going for the city and hold this position.
We're back onto Marcus's screen.
Copa Leone is going still aggressive. I think he's trying to find out if the arty is still on A6 or he's going over the trackway. Maybe he also will try to suicide scout to find the arty now, because they're one light tank in the lead, so they can risk to lose Copa Leone if they spot the arty and can kill the arty. But on the other side of the map, SMAP get also spotted the Kazna guys.
If you see, Kazna crew do have the general map control. They do have that larger area, as opposed to one SPP who just have the smaller area. This is usually how we see this map playing out. We usually see the guys who start north, the green cap.
Yeah,
they usually
get spotted now, the 5100. So I think we will see arty hit soon on Furious. If he is unlucky, he will die soon.
If he's unlucky, I think he could easily die at this point with 58% health. Only 802 health, and his back to Still Mojo. I imagine Still Mojo.
The arty is spotted by Copa Leone. That will be interesting if Andrew can manage to escape.
No, as soon as I switch off him, he got shot. He got shot for I think 8% health by Still Mojo. So I don't think Andrew will have too much of a problem. He won't go down. He will live to shoot another tank. And Capo is just...
I switch back here on my vision. Copa Leone is really doing a great job here scouting the enemy team. Furious is still up-spotted and he can't do anything against him. He's just waiting that Furious try to go over and shoot to him, that his own team can shoot from behind. Pilauda is in position and waiting. Beko is joining him. And
Still Mojo taking down Furious.
Nice.
A great shot from him.
Big hit, Yeah, and Copa Leone is still alive and doing his scouting job. I think SPP get a bit annoyed of Copa Leone now.
It looks like SPP have a significant disadvantage, having lost that MX50-100 and T50-2. I'm wondering if they are able to pull this back. They did win that first game, so they can have a little bit of a breather here. They do have that pad, but...
And no, I think they're going for aggressively preparing for the attack to finish this. They know where the arty located. They know if you get the fight in the city with the 3090s, they can just go with the scout to the arty position.
Nitrous, I'm going to swap over to Nitrous's point of view. He's going to push over that hill and trying to get the shots onto the T1 Cunningham that is undoubtedly in the cap, as he was just spotted. Andrew Home will take him down predictably. Obviously, you can drive over here. Pilau did not expect that, but beautiful shot from Still Mojo once again onto Pilau, onto Butcher, and Butcher's on 2% health. Nitrous will try to take some damage, but Pilau will take down Butcher.
All are focusing on Nitrous here. You can see this poor guy have to fight alone against this whole team. If you turn around and see what's going on this vision, you only see the enemy tanks. He has nothing left from his own team. Get fire from all sides here.
I'm going to go back onto Cabo. He's trying to push down, chase down Nalem. Nalem's trying to go for that Lorraine 15551. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference if he does take it down, because Nitrous is nowhere to be seen, only on 12% on the other side of the map. And Andrew Home misses his shot onto Nalem, but I don't think he will have the time to take him down, as Capo does block for him. Good team play from 1SBB, but he is missing their shots. They are missing their shots equally, in fact.
Yeah, but they should finish him soon.
Yeah, there we go.
Done. But if you see on my screen, just Hyber and Iveco just coming and joining in, killing the 3090, and just going for Chapo, the last one. In the time, Still Mojo finished Andrew in his Lorraine. And there's a GG called out.
And GG's going out. That's one game all. If Kappa goes down, Kappa could possibly ammo rack every tank. That would be incredible.
Basically.
Very unlikely, but everything's possible. There's a lot of random factors in World of Tanks. But it does look like Kazna has this. They have they had the better tactics on this open map, Prokhorovka.
I think it was a really risky move with Cobra Leone, but in the end it was a winning point. That he goes so aggressive and so deep on the enemy side and just check what's going on. They know everything from the enemy team is in the city. We get just the control in the open field, managed to kill the T-52, and then even the spot on the tracks to get the RT spotted, and the 5100 will get killed by Still Mojo.
We will be analysing these games afterwards, so we will be looking exactly how Kazna crew pulled this one off. Because there's always a game-breaking moment in World of Tanks.
Exactly,
there's a moment where they win where you win the game and you lose the game. Obviously, the last one on Mines was when they pushed that hill, and this one was when Cobra Leon pushed extremely aggressively onto Kazna.
Exactly, yeah.
But GG, let's have a little look at exactly how much damage each team did.
I think this time the damage dealer was Still Mojo. I think he had so
beautiful shots on Nitrous, man. 2.5k damage from Still Mojo.
That's how the arty works. If you get vision and you get spotted by your team and support by the light tanks, you can do really a lot of damage. Yeah, and Still Mojo.
You got to, use so much pressure on you when you're playing an artillery on an open map like Prokhorov, because you've got to perform, you've got to hit your shots. You're always going to get unlucky, but you do have that 5 meter kind of buffer zone with
you can decide the match with one big hit.
Yeah, exactly. And you are actually watching these games live. There's usually a 10-minute delay, but we're feeling nice today, so we have no delay on these streams at all, apart from how long it takes for it to be routed to your computer at home. So if you have any questions, while there's a bit of downtime, we will be trying to answer them on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Your Magus not 83, I am Laughter PTS, so we will be happy to help. And I believe there is Burbo, another wargaming esports employee.
Yeah, Burbo is also on. I saw him on the chat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he'll be, if you have any questions about the World of Tanks Pro League and even esports in general, please be free to
contact us.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I think we will go to a short commercial before we get into the final match of this first game.
Yeah, we're still on Kazna crew versus 1SBP Savisha. This is the first game of the World of Tanks Intel Extreme Masters Grand Final. The runner-up, not the run-up, the warm-up for World of Tanks Pro League.
Exactly, yeah.
Can't wait, it's going great at the moment. I love these games so far. Pretty quick, pretty fun.
Okay, we're just live back, and in a few seconds we're going live into the game. I think we can directly switch into the game.
This is the final map. Whichever team wins this one will be winning this round of the group stage. This is 1SB Zavisha versus Kazna crew. World of Tanks CeBIT Grand Finals. Just needs a popping game for a second to see exactly what the two teams are doing. This is Westfield. We've already had Mines. We've already had Prokhorovka. Obviously, 3 maps are played as it's best of 3. If you just pop over, we can kind of see exactly what the 2 teams are doing. Looks like 1SPP are pushing over to the left side. I'm not exactly sure what they want to do there. You usually see teams kind of spreading their tanks across this midline. Yeah. Obviously,
but they get spotted by him. If you go to my vision, you see that they're still spotted, and still Mojo just spotted from Kazna here. So they directly know what SPP want to do. I think they can well prepare if SPP try to push below this bridge.
If you see this map...
The first hits is done still on Butcher. Butcher's down to 30%, only 400 hit points left. He lose nearly 1,000 hit points. I think it was on the back side here, hinten Pilauda in this 5100. Yeah. We're doing this nice amount of damage.
I think you, when you're on the side of 1SPP, you kind of have a little bit of a disadvantage because when you're spawning, you're spawning as Kazna, where Kazna are the north spawn, they can kind of just push across and they can take this hull down position. And as you see, it's curved. So it's curved inwards. So tanks can shoot over there, while tanks can't shoot back because they can just reverse around that corner. So people often say the green zone on this map has the advantage, as both a hull down advantage and also they can push from pretty much any direction onto the other team without the other team being able to do very much. But it does look like 1SPP are pushing down a little bit.
I think we can switch to Pilauda position and we can see from where he was shooting. He's just driving out here in front. You see the small bushes where you see Nitrous behind in his IS-3. Just go out and can shoot unspotted from this position to the street here on D. It's a really nice position by him, and he has done a really lot amount of damage. And now they're pushing further, and now we see it. He's coming out and just can aim and without getting spotted.
I'm going to switch on to my tanks as there's some serious damage being pushed out onto 1SPP as Kazna crew do have that hold down position. I'm just going to go in behind Kazna and Veko as they push onto 1SPP.
Butcher has a one-shot. It's really good. They try to focus still on Butcher. If he even shows up, he directly gets the hits.
Oh, Butcher is down. Yeah, Hyper takes him down with the last shot. He was
and now they're directly pushing behind them, and I think they want to finish this game fast. They know they got the hit point advantage, and they're just going in for the big fight and just to finish it up.
This is the last game of the best of 3. It does look like Kazna has a serious advantage here, as 1SPP has lost that MX 5100 already, and Butcher is Naughty is on 3%.
Yeah, and there's the second one is down. Yeah.
And T32 is pushing nice onto Nitrous and the last 2 of the 1SPP players.
And SPP is trying to kill still Mojo in 5100 to just make this thing maybe a bit even, but they got absolutely no chance to do something here.
Nitrous getting one good shot on Veko in that IS-3. Obviously, he's got some serious damage. Oh, Nylab only tracks Nitrous. 263 damage, that's pretty much minimum.
Yeah, but Pilauda pushed also now in and Hyper from the side, and it's 4 on 2, no 4 on 1. And they will finish couple soon, and we will have the first winner here on this Intel Extreme Masters event in CeBIT Hanover. When Chopper goes down, they only have to kill Andrew in his T1, but it looks like it's hard to kill Chopper in his T32. But finally they managed it.
Only Andrew Home left in that T1 Cunningham. It does look like Kazna crew have this game in the bag. That'll boost their confidence a lot, Magus. I think at the end of the day, I mean, they just they kind of had the advantage from the get-go, having that good shots onto Butcher and that
exactly. Yeah, they only get this big amount of damage. Yeah, really well played by them. It was really nice. They dominated them the whole time on this map. They just got the control, spotted them early, and just finished the game like they want.
So they lost the mines, and I was saying before, it doesn't really matter what the first team does. On the first map, it doesn't matter so much. I mean, you need to win best of 3. So the next 2 maps on Prokhorovka and on Westfield, they won. Quite decisively, to be honest. I mean, it was a close game on Prokhorovka. It wasn't such a close game on that last map. So I think we could possibly see them gaining a lot of confidence into the next round. And
exactly. They know that they got the flow, they got the feeling that they can handle this tournament, and I think they are well prepared for today, and the tactics they played here, they really nice executed it.
We saw in Katowice they had a lot of problems with flights and players and everything, so they were tired, and I think now they're all well slept.
Yeah, they dream well tonight.
And they're ready to kick some. But let's have a little look who did the most damage in this battle.
I do my bets on Pilauda in his 5100.
Yeah.
I think even on the butcher hits in the start. Oh no, he's have done only 1,300 damage. Let's check Veko 1.8.
Yeah, but 1,300 damage is still a lot of that HP of that
MX-5100. Got also the good position at the locomotive in the middle of the map, and he have done 2,250 damage. Yeah, and he was a big damage dealer in his team, Hyber from Kazna in this T32.
On a map like on Y Park, I think the damage is often spread out throughout the team. Like you take an open map and there's always one player, like an artillery, quite often an artillery who does a lot of damage. But on these city maps, it's quite, you're pushing in with multiple tanks, and those multiple tanks are doing multiple shots, and it's always, the damage is always spread around a bit. So
yeah, you have to spread because you have to focus on one tank. So all tanks are shooting on one tank. You have to cover your mates, so you can't be the damage dealer and always stay on the first line and just shoot. You have to go defensive and just play as team, so it's not really possible on the city maps to do the damage alone.
Yeah, exactly. But we're just going to throw over to the stage, back to Steven. He'll just give a rundown with the captain, so see you in a second.
Alrighty then, first game of the day, finish is ending 2-1 for Kazna crew. First going down 1-0, then managed to come back and finally sealed the deal, 2-1, and won the game. Next to me is the team captain, Still Merger from Kazna crew. So I have one certain question. The update only just came yesterday, or no, day before yesterday. How did that affect your gameplay?
Well, it affected, we had to change some tanks, like not using VK because of 1 point difference. We use the dash now, we even changed the gun on dash. Yeah. Okay,
so, but was it a bone breaker, or did you just thought, okay, it's ruined some tactics, but it's still no big deal, we can put it up anyway?
No, we just adapted, that's it.
Okay, so how does it feel? First game of the day, won it 2-1. Was it a hard game?
It was fun. We lost the first one because we were too passionate and we rushed too much, and then we played much more calm and we just did it.
Yeah, second game I saw you was top damage, I think it was, with 2,500 damage on your team. So it looks like you carried your team along to the win, but I guess it was a whole team that managed to pull this thing off, right?
No, it was just positioning. I shoot where they position, and that's it.
That's what it's all about in 7-on-7, positioning, tactics, and then come down to the basics. So, what's expectations for the tournament?
What?
Your expectations for the tournament?
We're going to win, of course.
You'll win? Oh, okay. We should stop here and then, let's close the interview for that sentence. Awesome game. We're going to toss over to the casters now, then going to analyse the games and just have a closer look what happened. And so enjoy. Stay tuned.
What? Yeah, we're back here. Simon is next to us. Welcome here, Ban.
Simon Bennett, our Wargaming esports manager.
There you go.
Obviously, he was on our analysis desk last time with, who was it? It was
Moonkis and random people from our company. I think that was the way it went.
Yeah. But we're going to do some analysing, obviously, on the analysis desk. I mean,
really?
Oh, really? Yeah,
really. Analyse on the analysis desk?
No.
I'm shocked.
We've got Mines, good battle. We've got Prokhorov, another good battle. Y Park was a bit one-sided, but it's good to see the first few games going down well. We don't want another repeat of those maps, games we played on.
We've got a lot of action on all three maps. So.
Actually, I would say every game was pretty damn exciting. To be honest, it was really, really nice to watch. So I was pleased, especially that Mines game.
Yeah,
that Mines game was.
It was like,
unbelievable.
That's a game. It was a bit faster.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're just going to go through every game. We're going to analyse it a bit. We're going to break it down into its raw form. Who did the most damage? Who won the game?
It sounds a bit intense.
Yeah.
Break it down into its raw form.
We are. That's what we're here for. We're here to make
hit you with some knowledge.
Boom. Exactly. That's what we're going to do. I'm not going to quote spreadsheet numbers at them, so it's all good.
Not again. As you can see, he did 1,400 damage.
Exactly. Put it in my Excel spreadsheet.
Here is the scale.
Okay.
Okay. Are you loading replays?
I am trying to load replays, but it's taken a while. So give us 1 second, please.
The replay system is taking its time.
Yeah. So much amazing scenes in this game, so we have to get it all in one replay. It's not that easy.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, if we're talking about the first map, that Mines game was pretty intense to watch.
Exactly,
to be honest, it was one of the most interesting games I've seen for a long time. Actually, I expected There we go. We can put the replay on now, so it's all good. We're good to go, I think.
You can just switch.
Yes. It's still loading. There we
go.
Loading.
It's
still loading. So we're still waiting for the
replay. Is still broken.
Yeah.
And we're ready. So we're going to go into this first game on Mines, I believe it is. So just pop over into my screen, and we'll break this stuff down for you.
Yeah, it looks like our replay is working. Oh yeah.
We can switch over to the other team, can we? Or
not on this replay, you can't. Right. It's just a video.
Damn it.
Okay, we check it on the other computer by the looks of it. Here we go.
Let me check my computer.
Just getting these replays
wrong, Laughter.
Yeah,
it takes a while.
The replay loads in about 4 minutes on that PC. But anyway, I mean, we can talk about the map as it is. Mines.
I think it's the best.
Is a classic.
I think it's the best. I think honestly,
I really like it.
If all gaming map developers would go back and decide to make a map specially for Mines, they would. Make it Mines.
Mines is a good map, to be honest. So it's definitely good.
So here we go. First game on Mines. 1SBB CeBIT versus Kazna crew.
I think if you pause it quickly, you can let it load faster.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
We're good with the jumpy Mines map, but I mean the map itself, it worked really well in the sense that 1SBP were able to really push that front, that mid lane really quickly with the AMXs, which is really nice. And Butcher really was the star of that game, wasn't he? He was absolutely owning people. So look, a lovely video.
I think it's still not really working.
We'll fix the video issue. At the end of the next game.
I think we can talk about the map, but better not. I make the mini-map a bit big. It's not working as well.
You can't do it.
It's all good.
I think it's just beginning in the morning. Everyone's just warming up.
Looks like our computers are warming up. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's early in the morning.
But you know, the map, it is completely dominated by that middle hill. And it was sometimes you see the games be won on the flanks. But this game was a classical Mines game. It was
exactly. Yeah, we're prepared to stay on the island to push forward with the 1390s, but then they got the counter push on the mid of the hill, and they have to react. Just spotted, I think, 5100 in the city on the left side. So they have to react to set the 1390s back from the island to the other side and back, and they were a bit more stationary. And then you only have to react, and that's the point. They use this little time space they got to go up to the hill and just kill this tier 5 scout on the hill. Just got the map control. And the other team can't only react. They had not the choice to do something by their own. They only can react.
I mean, what do you actually think Kazna were going for on that map, to be honest? I mean, when they saw the pics of the 1SBP guys, I was a little bit surprised that they went for such a heavy lineup for that setup. It was quite an odd pick to take so many T32s in the way it's set up. And I think those AMX 1390s, once they got up onto the hillside, it pretty much made it impossible for Kazna to come back from that because so much firepower up there.
I think you've got to remember that the 1SPP guys with those 3090s did push into the city. So already they're playing on the offensive. They're taking initiative just from the get-go. I mean, obviously they didn't win from the city, but at least they're trying stuff out here and there. And I think that's probably why they won this map.
Yeah, they play more flexible, try to spot the map, get shown on one point, going back, showing on another point, and that's why the Kazna guys were not well prepared for this push-up on the hill, because they expected them on the other side of the map.
And you've got to remember that these MX 3090s don't work that well as a single unit. They work as a wolf pack.
As wolf pack.
The two 3090s. What did they take out? Like two T32s and a T50-2. And another 1390, was it in the middle?
It was 1390, 5100.
They took out 3 tanks.
It was incredible. I mean, obviously there was a few bad shots made there and a couple of artillery shells helping them out, but that's great. That's fine. But wow, it shows that pack of 2 AMX 1390s really wrecks people. But anyway, we'll move on to the second map. Well, maybe that video will load faster anyway. So
let us try. Maybe
the AMX 1390 does 1,440 damage, so it's a great tank. But an AMX 5100 does 1,800 damage possibly. So,
and we will say obviously that the vessel of esports is technology, as we say before. So we obviously do have the chance to have some slight issues with the maps and with the replay. So please bear with us. We'll get it ironed out as fast as we can. But it looks like this one is working.
I think we can go on Prokhorovka.
So we can easily go across to Prokhorovka map.
Prokhorovka, yeah.
Shown, or maybe it isn't working.
Okay. Yeah, basically,
so,
we started on Prokhorovka with the common stuff for basically all teams are playing with 2T5 scouts. If you get them, you go to the mid, just trying to fast scout. But Kazna do the tricky thing. Coverleone went really deep in the enemy team. They know, okay, they got the 5100, need 50 seconds to reload. 239s, they also need 45 seconds to reload. And only 2 T52s, and they will send them both together. It's maximum a one-on-one. I can handle this in the first time. So I will go deep in, trying to find the arty, make this left side of the map, so 1-2 line secure. If we spot the arty, maybe we got the advantage directly at the beginning.
And actually that game was a fairly easy run from that point. So I think we can move quickly on to the final game. And the final game was, maybe we can load the video. I think we have a last video that's actually working on this one. So the bottom one.
The bottom one, okay.
Let's see if that works.
It's the final game was on Y Park.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy tank orientated map. I mean, you do see some bisons being taken. I remember Meteor Makers took a bison once. But you know, you see 5 heavy tanks usually, and we saw even an IS-3 coming out from 1SBP.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for them
the alpha
that
damage
time,
is good if you can use them.
And at which game did I see? I think it was the game before. I actually saw a T69.
Yeah, T69. Yeah,
I'm so pleased to see the T69.
The T69,
I love that tank.
T69 is coming into esports in a big way in World Tanks. It's such an incredible tank.
Okay, so we should be able to swap over to the final game there. Finally,
that's
it's
on
nice
White
and
Park.
smooth
You see
working.
the position. This most important position was this on A2, this Pilauda position. He was a game-changing point. He just can shoot on Butcher directly in the beginning. It was so fast we didn't even directly manage to get to this
I think
view.
actually I'm going to steal your mouse briefly to skip across, because I think we can watch it as a video. Oh, maybe we can't. I can't fast forward. Oh no. Oh well, never mind. We'll watch it from the beginning.
We can fast forward on with keyboard.
No, not on a video.
Oh, okay.
It's a video.
Okay.
You can't do it. But anyway, I mean, Pilauda, I think, was the star of that final game.
Exactly.
Anyway, I mean, it really was owning people on the MX 5100. It was.
You've got to remember on a map like that, it's really you got to take the advantage. You know, when you're on the green zone, you've got an advantage already. So you need to capitalize that on that straight away, and that's what Kazna did, and they won because of it. So
yeah, for sure. I think that the Kazna at that point were like, right, that's it. We're going to push on this, and they were really aggressive. And I think it goes to show that how aggressive play really does benefit in this game. It's really designed for that aggressive play. And a lot of people are always saying, oh, you know, campy teams always win. But actually, if you look at it, it's really the aggressive teams that always win.
It's about taking the initiative, you know?
Yeah, you have to take advantage of that.
Especially if you got the position on the white pack, is that enemy team is here like SPP, you can go from on E7, it's around on this locomotive. You got a really good hold-on position to shoot them from the side. Even Pilauda on the other side, they got fire from three sides.
One thing I like about it here, obviously, is as you can see, when the Kazna guys go in, they're really they knew that once that point the 1SPP guys were caught in between the hills, and so they went, okay, we're just going to go for this, and they are really decisive as well, and that was really good. I mean, even though there was a couple of misses in there, it didn't matter, because at that point 1SPP was so. They were so confused as to what actually to do at that point. It became really difficult for them.
It's such a classical tweezer movement from heavy tanks. I mean, you've probably seen this in real life tank battles so many times, where there's like a concentration of tanks, and the other team just pushes around the other team,
classic flank.
Exactly.
For sure.
And even if you have less tanks on the flank, it doesn't matter, because you're going in from behind, and your turret can only face in one direction, so it works completely.
And you can easily escape and going back if you flank, because they have to turn the turret, just move to your direction, and the enemy team have no chances to escape. They get fire from all sides, so it's totally impossible to do.
Impossible.
Impossible.
I mean, the only way you can really win a game once you're being flanked like that is if you have a flank again on them. So let's say you have an MX-3090, you push around behind it and shoot the guys flanking your guys already. So
the thing is that the Kazna guys were pretty safe in the sense that they had T-32s. It's not like when you do the same sort of move with an AMX 5100, for example, or at least a couple, you can put out a lot of damage, but then there's that point. If you don't do enough damage at one time, you've got your reload time, and both are on reload, you're in really big trouble, and that's where the 1390 can come around behind and really just take people out, which is really crazy. But they went for that they knew that there was a lot of held down positions on that map, so they can use the T-32 really easily. And because of that, they were able really to push it on really quickly and get some pressure on. And the T-32 is really consistent damage. You know, there's no point when you can go, right, okay, he's fired, I can go, because that's, you know, he's going to fire again pretty damn fast. So
I think you're doing solid damage all the time.
Exactly, you have the constant, 9 seconds damage. But then again, I mean, T-69. I mean, 25-second reload, you do almost the same damage as an M39. Yeah, you're a bit slower.
I love that tank.
You're a bit slower, right? But 25 seconds reload, it's not a lot of time. Same as, let's say, a Lorraine artillery. So you still got time to run away, still fast enough to run away even, and then reload and get some good damage onto the back of them.
I think we will see the T-69 a lot now, especially now that the VK has been removed out.
Exactly.
People will be looking for tanks to take that
amount
position.
Of hit points for light.
It's got a lot for it's
nearly like a heavy tank.
Yeah, a good medium, and it has a lot of hit points. It can take a lot of damage, and it's a really nice shape for being able to just pop out and shoot and pop back again. And it's fast. It's a great all-rounder.
It's for those counter pushes, for getting behind the other team and getting some good shots in the back. I love the tank, to be honest. I mean, we see the Russian teams playing with it a lot,
and then the Europeans obviously. To the 39 because you play a bit too long with the turret, you can lower your gun easily, and it's not like 39. You have to only shoot on low ground. You can't shoot on hills
and has a good depression.
Yeah,
has a really nice gun depression. But anyway, we're probably boring everybody now with just loving the game.
We're getting too much in detail.
So we're going to go to a commercial, and then we'll go into our second game, which is 1SPB Zawisza versus a Lemming Train.
So that's what was supposed to be the first game today, but we switched it around because we had a few. Lemming Train had some issues getting their car here in time, I think. So,
But this is your favorite team, isn't it, Lemming Train?
Yeah, Lemming Train is definitely my favorite team, and I expect
they're a really exciting team. And I'm actually really interested to see this new team that they have, because they're really taking it seriously now. So I think they're going to be scary.
I'll put a beer on Spaller beating Lemming Train in the final.
Spaller, yeah. Well,
I'll put a beer on that.
Actually, Spaller.
I already owe you a beer.
You owe me one, but yeah, Spaller trashed them, so yeah, we'll see.
We're going to commercial, and we'll see you in a second.